Hello, Martin here with another property clinic. Yes, even in one of the most busiest even, using the proper English, little weeks in a very long time, I still managed to squeeze in property clinic for you. Although I think I'm going to have to pause on the Yes Martin Monday this week, because this week I am so delighted that I am giving out, well, not actually physically me, but being posted out, a copy of the teaching version of Sadsville, my children's book that I've written in support of the NSPCC, which gets kids thinking about emotions and sadness especially, and helps with their understanding of mental well-being. And we've managed to get the money to send out a free copy to every single primary school in the UK. So that's 22,500 primary schools in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and also to every single library. So they are currently on a truck and winging their way to arrive on Monday. Wow, so exciting. It's been a long time coming. I'm very proud. If you are a primary school teacher or you know one, please look out for this book. It's called Sadsville, the teacher's version. It's arriving in your school. Please use it. It's a great resource. It's got lots of resources to back it up online on sadsville.co.uk. All available free with our compliments. So yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, back to the property clinic. And this is from a few weeks ago. They got lost in the midst of time. But anyway, so my apologies for the slight delay in getting back to you on these, but they're good nevertheless. So you need to like this video, you need to subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you've got questions for me, it's hashtag AskMartinMonday, and it's at TV Martin Roberts is the do it. Anyway, meanwhile, back to the questions. We are replacing our bathroom this week, says Christine Bailey. Taking out the bath and putting in a large shower. Good for us, but if we sell, would it be a negative point? Well, you know what? I think these days most people are cool with the idea of just having showers. I mean, when was the last time we had a bath? I mean, I personally love baths, but the only time I have one is actually if I'm away filming and there's a hotel bedroom. And that's not because I'm a cheapskate on heating the water, it's just because it's just that time aside in a hotel bedroom where you can just go, not on bath. But I think in modern day life, I'm not sure of that. If you've got young kids, they love them to splashing about in. Be careful with the temperature and always keep them monitored, of course. But I don't think it's going to be a super negative point. You can, of course, get these things called P-shaped baths, which have a little thing, like a space. So you sort of stand in the sort of opening bit. And so that's sort of best of both worlds, maybe. Sometimes, actually, a bath with one of those shower screens that you pull. I mean, have you had that thing with the leaky shower screen? I think that's a nightmare, right? So, I don't know, maybe a shower's just the way to go. Built-in shower. Pete Shaw. Hello, Pete. Is it true they call it a bungalow because whilst building they ran out of bricks, so they had to bungalow roof on it? Whack, whack, oops. Yeah, that's exactly it, Pete. There's some other spurious explanation that I think bungalow is actually an old Indian word, and the houses were based on those houses in India called bungalow. But look, now let's stick with your theory. I like yours better. I'll give that virtual Virgil. Hey, that's interesting. Yes, Virgil. Well, did I tell you that I actually got picked to do Celebrity Mastermind? Yeah, and I've done it already, I've filmed it already, but my special subject was Thunderbirds. So you can see how I do. I think it comes out at Christmas. But I watched 32 episodes, which is all they ever made, of the original series of Thunderbirds. And I have to say, it stacks up pretty well. You know, I think in its day, it cost £37,000 an episode to make. It was one of the most expensive programmes on television, more expensive than drama, because of all the making of the puppets and stuff. And I think you can see that when you watch it. You know, I know you can see the strings, but you forget about that after a while. And it's really good, really, really good. Watch them again. I think they're all available on that BritBox thing, aren't they? I've been working so hard on this project. It's been literally an 8 till 8 for 3 weeks. Anyway, if it helps some kids out, then it's been worth it. Jack Pitts goes, Martin. I don't think I can do that as well as Vic Reeves does it when he does Atletico Mince. Martin. That's how he does it. I think he's doing it all along with the Homes is Llama theme tune. I'll just play it. Martin. Yeah, see, much better than me. Thank you, Jack. Same to you. Felicity Taylor. Hello, Felicity. Have you ever struggled to find the appropriate music for a property? No. So it's not me who picks the music, if you remember. It's the editors, but they are resourceful beyond belief, and they have some kind of strange and interesting search facility on their music library, which you can put in tenuous link to a bath mat, and the songs will come up. My favourite is when you can't quite get why it's playing a piece of music and it's in the background. You're sort of going, what is that? What is that? And sometimes it's not even got any words to it. It's just like, oh, yeah, I know that song. What the hell's the song? I just realised I might be looking a bit low. I might just adjust this slightly. How weird is that? Is that any better? You know, I felt like I was just like at school, you know, to see at the desk. Hello, mister. Oh, she's not very well prepared tonight, am I? Let's be honest. So no, the answer is, I don't think we have ever struggled to find the right music. The editors are just whiz on Monday. Wendy Clark, do you have a weird celebrity crush? Oh, interesting. Well, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. I did find Elsa from Frozen rather attractive. I'm sure I should admit that. Me and my mate, actually, Dave, we agreed. He said, you know what, I went to the cinema with the kids, and I found out, I thought I was quite fancying this cartoon character. I went, yeah, right, weird, mate. And then I went, oh, yeah, I know what he means. Yeah, what else is cute? Yep. And actually, interesting enough, did I tell you about my Glee crush? A real big confession question, this one, Wendy, you've sparked up. Since lockdown, as well as obviously learning 15 foreign languages, 3 forms of martial arts, and how to construct using ancient Mayan techniques, I have become addicted to Glee. Yeah, Glee. That American show about a group of high school kids who have a club called Glee. And they sing. It's completely escapist. If you haven't seen it, it's brilliant. Honestly. Started watching it with my 10-year-old, and she's since abandoned me and it. She's into something called Steps, what is it, Next Steps or something. Anyway. So she left me there. I can't bother, doesn't matter. I go and watch him. I don't care. I'm not proud. The Glee. So anyway, no, the Glee reference is Idina Menzel sings, is the voice of is Elsa, and she's in Glee. So that's probably my weirdest celebrity crush. Yeah. Peter Bavin. Hello, Peter. My house has been up for sale since January. Oh dear. Only 2 weeks ago, the viewers were riding well. This is obviously back in August. Should I go to auction as not had one viewing? Well, I would make your house as attractive as possible. Just look around. Why is it? So I've just done something, I think, on another playlist about preparing your house for sale. We might not have quite edited it yet, but there's lots of information on there. The big thing is just instant appeal. People make decisions within 45 seconds. So you could get all the good stuff at the front of the house. Clear it out, paint it, make sure it's tidy, make sure the approach is good, make sure there's no weeds in the garden, you know, fresh coat of paint, pots of coffee in the background, all those tricks of the trade, and then get rid of clutter and get rid of personal stuff, because people don't want to see your clutter and your personal stuff in what will be their house, right? So try that, and also do this thing which I think is really quite good. If you create like a welcome pack like you'd have in a hotel, where you explain some of the local attractions and things like that, that can often work really, really, really well. George, hello George Brown. With all the lockdown restrictions on filming, etc., well, we have had, you know, I mean, we had a brief flurry of starting again, and we haven't been out for weeks again. It's really tough. You know, getting the people and filming the show, but we will carry on and we'll get there. But given the lockdown restrictions, yeah, it would be great to see homes that have a best of ever buys or biggest disasters. Or how about a show about people who are inspired to make a living from the show? How about it? Almost 20 years of archive in Big Online. I completely agree. And I keep on putting this idea to the bosses and saying, what about best evers? Or, you know, the top 10 church renovations or top 10 terraced house renovations. You know, but for some reason, which I still haven't got my head around, because as you say, we have 20 years of archive material, not quite 17 years of archive material. We could just do it like a piece of cake. And those shows would be, well, I think would be really popular. But doesn't have some random reason. But I will, you know, keep on banging away because I think it'll be great, George. Margot McLennan. Hello, Margot. What's your opinion of Australian houses? They're fantastic in Australia. Aren't they largely made of wood? I think I seem to remember. And they've got lots of space in Australia, apart from the cities, obviously. And so I think my image of an Australian house is like the outback house, which was too much Skippy as a child. Remember Skippy? What did he do? Did he go Was that it? I don't remember. Skippy. He did something. There was something about Skippy that was interesting. Well, he was a kangaroo for a start, and he could talk. Well, he couldn't talk, but he could talk to a little lad. Do you remember Skippy? It's one of those kids things that if you weren't born in a specific period of time, you go, what is he talking about? But Skippy, 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 the bush kangaroo. See, I can even remember the theme tune for Skippy. Oh, wow. What is going on there? Where's that been stored away? Whatever. But I can remember the theme tune to a kids' TV series that I last saw 45 years ago. Brains, though, weird things, right? So my image is from Skippy, and so it's big sort of wooden things with verandas and rocking chairs and things and vast open places, and I'm sure a lot of Australians like that. I'm sure a lot of Australians live in houses like we do in the city, in a flat. But if you had space, then building something like that would be amazing. You just got to worry about termites. And also the big thing about Australian houses, they get Australian insects in them. And there's some really nasty, creepy crawlers in Australia. I know, I've been covered in them. But no, the ones I was covered in were sort of not as bad as the ones that can actually kill you when looking at you. Black widow spiders if you get a loo. Youch, that's not a good experience. So, overall, great. Wilf, or Will-IF, or something like that. Anyway, Wilf, call him Wilf. Martin, what was the reason you got into the most trouble at school? Well, we'll finish on this one. Another confession. I think it was talking in class. I was definitely one of the chatterboxes. And there were certain teachers who it was really okay with. I don't know why, but it was. I guess all teachers. There were two teachers, my history teacher and my maths teacher. And we absolutely came to blows over it. I will not name names. But it was obviously in a different era because on one particular day we were having an outdoor lesson, I don't know why, some history lesson. We were sitting on this bank, as in grass bank. And I was fiddling around, I was having a laugh. And this history teacher went ballistic and he pushed me down the hill. Can you imagine a teacher pushing a kid down the hill nowadays? I'm sure teachers would love to push some of their kids down the hill, but I think you get a bit of trouble for it. He didn't. And probably I wouldn't have said anything. I just carried on laughing. So yeah. And then there was this other one, this maths teacher. Well, in general, he didn't like me. And I think sort of, what could I say? The most explosive point of our relationship was the chemistry lab was on the top floor, and he was on playground duty, and me and some others were in the chemistry lab on the top floor, and we filled some water bombs, and I dropped one from the top floor which hit him on his head. So then we all decided to scarper. So we were scarpering down the stairs as he was coming up the stairs, and he dragged me into the chemistry lab, and he shoved my head under the tap. Again, probably not going to happen these days, right? So yeah, bit of chatterbox at school. Why are they happy memories? I don't know. I think they were just such a big thing at the time, and everyone got to know about it, of course. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Look out for my book if you're in a school, if you're in a primary school. Yeah, here it is again. It's Sadsville and the teaching version. Check it out. And yeah, I'll be back with more Property Clinic for you next week. For now, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget the hashtag AskMartyMondays. And that's on Twitter @TVMartyRoberts. Have a great week.